Okay, I am finally well enough to start making YouTube videos again. God, have I missed you guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mod Monkey. Welcome back, guys. I've just been playing non-stop New World since the game came out. It's been a couple months now, or a month and a half, or it's been a minute. It's been a minute since the game released, and I have full void bent gear, and I've just been a part of this crazy Amazon roller coaster that's been going on in the game since the launch of the game. First, I want to say a couple of things because I know you guys are always wondering how I feel about a game, and this has actually been the longest I've ever gone without actually giving my opinions on the game. So I know I'm super late to the party, but let me tell you the situation of New World before we get into this huge patch update that's about to come down. So New World is very unique. I've never been sucked into a game this much before a day in my life. It's really taken over a lot of what I do, just because it's so fun and engaging. But it's fun and engaging, not in the ways that you think. PvP is okay, questing is okay, but it's really the gathering and crafting that really shines in this game. Exploration as well. There's always something new to see in this world, and the world is very vast. So I've just been immersed in New World for quite a while. Now, that being said, I have been privy to a lot of the issues that this game has had since the release. So, funny enough, the release went pretty smoothly for a new game coming out. There wasn't hardly any downtimes at the server at all. I think I crashed like probably twice the entire time I've been playing this game. And their servers, they've backed their servers with intense power. Um, that being said, like after that came the flood of glitches, exploits, duping. I know they're currently having a duping problem now where they've shut down trades between everyone and the marketplace about 3 or 4 times now. Apart from that, we had some serious game-breaking exploits that were going on with hatchets. There was running glitches happening with the character keeping status. Like if you had an axe, for example, you would keep bloodlust on if you were to look at a certain character or a certain animal as you killed it. Um, there was just way too many broken stuff. In a recent patch, they addressed a lot of the stuff. They got rid of the hatchet issue. They got rid of the initial duping, gold duping issue that was going on in the game. Big waves of bans have gone out, and they've continued to monitor the situation and then address situations as they come up. So they recently had another duping issue with trophies. People were able to duplicate trophies, so then they shut the transfers down, left the servers up for people to play. However, you weren't able to transfer any money anywhere or any assets anywhere. They've since brought trading back up. However, they have still discontinued the ability to trade housing items until they figure out how to fix the issues. That being said, we have our next big major update, which I thought was going to come in December. However, it's dropping in November, and it's the Into the Void update, is what they're calling it. This is I've skimmed through a lot of this already, and it's just like it's a lot. We're not going to go through everything. I'm like literally not going to read this all the way from the top to bottom. But I do want to highlight some changes that I thought was worth talking about. So bear with me. We're gonna skim through a lot of stuff and get hyped for the new patch that's coming out. Now, before we continue with this, like I just wanted to say that like even though Amazon's going through the ringer right now with a lot of things that's going on in their game, I've just been steadily playing the game. For some weird reason, I do not see myself leaving this game anytime soon. Anytime soon. I'll probably be playing this game for the next couple of years, unless something really egregious happens and the bugs continue, and it's just a mess of a game for more than a year. I think I'll give them a year, and then after that, I'll just be like, okay, it's time to go do something else. But I doubt that that's going to be the case, considering how proactive they are, considering how communicative they have been. As long as that continues, I feel like this game will eventually get to where it needs to be. Eventually, that being said, that hasn't stopped thousands and thousands of players from leaving the game already. I know my guild is taking a hiatus from the game as well due to all the bugs and issues that they've been experiencing. A lot of them like to do dungeon runs, they like to do PvP, and these are the things that are heavily affected right now in the game. A lot like to do market trading and stuff like that, and that's been heavily taken offline, online, offline, online. So I can see where the frustration comes with my guild, as far as like not wanting to play. But I've just been trudging along, like whistling in my own little world, enjoying this game. So yeah, so let's get into it. We're gonna talk about the new Into the Void update. Obviously, we know that by now you should know that the Void Gauntlet is coming. It's definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna play around with, even though I'm a tank. This thing reminds me of and it's funny enough too that Halo is coming out, because this thing looks exactly like the energy sword from uh from the arbiters that the arbiters use. So that was pretty cool seeing that picture. Um, I'm kind of hyped. I'm really kind of hyped for this game, for this update, to be honest with you, because we're gonna get a new mob variant, which we've never seen before, and it's probably where we get the Void Gauntlet from what it's looking like. The Variegan Knights. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but they give a brief synopsis of who they are. Actually, you know what? Let me read this. Our force of invading knights currently raiding southeastern Atyrium. They are led by Lord Commander Attalus, a ghoul with a reputation for brutal and a twisted sense of humor. Commander Attalus and the Varigans are vessels to a powerful warlord named Varric the Hammer, uh, Asnolf. They have been sent to southeast Atyrium in search of magical artifacts and arcane lore left behind by the Crimson Sorcerers. Their goal is to secure magical weapons that will help their lord in this conquest. The Varigans are fiercely competitive and will vie with one another to curry favor with Lord Commander Tellus. Why these fearsome warriors have arrived is a question to all. Face off against multiple new types of enemies, including the Variegan Hewer, Variegan Scout, Variegan Knight, and the Variegan Archer, as you ascertain what they are chasing in Atyrium. So there's going to be new quest lines opening up. These guys they look like they have. Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Isn't this the breastplate from the Halloween uh skin pack? Hello? Or is that a player? Are these player armors? Or are these the knights? If these are the knights, that's literally the breastplate from the Halloween pack. Anywho. Added starter zone visuals, variety, and improvements. Updated visuals have been added. Starting zones, yeah. Erza's Forge has been updated and moved from Armine Temple to Southwest Windsward. Run faster on roads. Okay, so finally we get a reason for the roads. If you're on the roads, you get to run faster. So that is pretty neat, because we're not adding mounts, right? We're just adding a little bit more speed to our character when on roads. Running on roads will now receive a movement bonus, which is pretty cool. Movement speed bonus of 10% while traveling on roads. The move speed bonus will not trigger unless the player has been running for 3 seconds and they are on a road. The movement bonus will be cancelled if a player engages in combat in any way, such as dodging, blocking, attacking, or being hit with a buff. RIP. because a lot of these roads are covered with mobs. So that's a rip. The move speed bonus is not active while player is actively engaged in wars, outpost rush, or duels. Um, Added a 10% luck bonus and a 30% gathering luck bonus to players flagged for PvP. So this was something that I was told that was coming down the line in a forum post, and I'm happy to see that this is hitting with this update. So this is going to pretty much incentivize people to do PvP a hell of a lot more, or stay flagged up, which will cause for a lot more PvP instances. I know people on my server are probably complaining about there not being really a lot of open world PvP. People would rather be flagged down, but this 10% bonus to luck and gathering luck, 30% to gathering luck is pretty huge, and it's worth being flagged up for, in my opinion. It's just enough to be worth being flagged up, especially if you're running full luck gear, etc., gathering gear. Um, notable notable bug fix issues with various AI stuck in cliffs or boulders. Fix issues with boss gating and triggering in expeditions, where some doors would show as closed but would be open instead. Fix several issues in expeditions that allowed players to attack enemies without getting hit or heal teammates without being in an encounter. Various enemy vital names and various versions have been updated, fixed various issues. So like, there's a lot, and I mean an epic ton of information in this post. I would implore a lot of you guys to come through and actually read through a lot of it, because this is they've gone through everything that's been reported, and the game is going to change pretty drastically after this patch goes live. New PvP faction missions added. Control points, seize control of a fort. Uh, Intercept, defeat enemy faction and members, and collect their tiers. What? War camp loot. Receive hidden plans at enemy war camps. We've updated several quests in the main storyline to improve the player's experience with more compelling dynamic, and including wave encounters, destructible objects, and proximity tracking nodes. As a result of these changes, players may find their progress reset for some main story quest lines. The quests Old Stone Remembers and New Initiate Old Order have undergone more extensive restructuring, and players who were on these quests will need to return to Giannis and Fisherman's Bend to re-accept the quest. Updated the location of one of the survivalist Wolf Den quests in First Light to reduce amount of travel. So I know a lot of these quests that they're doing are either adding new quests to incentivize PvP in the open world map. They're also cutting down the travel time to a lot of these other missions, so you're not running across the entire map in order to get things done. You're not doing the goose chase, as I will probably said like 1,000 times to people. It's like, it feels like a goose chase when you're bouncing between different zones for absolutely no like, it's just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So they're fixing a lot of that, which is great overall for the overall experience of questing in the world. I would like to see a lot more emphasis on the story and the voice acting. Maybe have it so that the voice is not really attached to the character, but it's storytelling that is that you're listening to as you're running to your next quest. That would be very important for immersion wise, in my opinion. And then keeping people up to date on literally what the storyline is. Notable bug fixes: fix an issue causing certain AI to spawn more frequently than intended. That is an issue almost everywhere, and people have been taking advantage of that by just farming. So we'll see how that really affects everyone in the future. PvP experience bonus will no longer apply when in an expedition. Fix an issue with town project boards failing to refresh. Fix various issues that occur when interacting with the journal entry scattered across the world. Combat and AI. So with combat and AI, they've done a lot of tweaks And I don't know if this is going to actually fix the issue where right now mobs in certain zones are hitting way harder than they're supposed to. I know that's been a complaint from a lot of people in my company that once they took away the resilience bug, that didn't really feel like a bug. It just felt like misplay, missed. From what was what was it that one of my members said? They said it was a mislabel, is all it was. People have been, not really adamant about going into Shattered alone or doing anything really because of the amount of damage that's being done. So here we're gonna see a lot of food fixes, food buffs that were being applied across different types of the same food is being removed. We're seeing increased scaling to weapons and gear, and certain status effects are getting bumped up to be longer. Um, and then they've also fixed a lot of vulnerabilities that were happening with certain skills as well. Uh, so I'm just gonna skip over most of this stuff. Navigation updates. Fixing issue where attacking while sliding could cause a player to get stuck in an unnatural slide animation. I'm trying to figure out movement, blah blah. Animation stutter when the transition to sprint finishes. Fix an issue where the shield could fail to sheath properly after queuing certain actions. Fix an issue where weapon swapping while gathering. So this is supposed to also add, I believe, and I'm not sure, but this update should also add the improvements to weapon swapping, which is going to change the meta of how we play the game pretty much. Um, where we're going to be, swapping between different weapons and just comboing different weapons across both of our what you call it, our gear. But right now it's just like so hard to do because it's not consistent. It doesn't always work. And then swapping has just been kind of annoying. So they know that and they're addressing that as well. Um, they are also introducing roots, and that means you're not going to be able to jump or really move while being rooted. So root's going to actually work properly. What else? Fix spam prone. Sheep. Okay, here we go. Fix an issue where spamming prone could get weapon sheath out of sync. Fix up with player movement issues when attempting to place a camp while in midair. Bypass collision when yeah. Okay. Fix an exploit by preventing gathering while in duel so players can no longer duel to avoid durability damage while gathering. That's interesting that they found that this was a problem. Like, who was doing that? Who was getting into duels and then going out gathering to bypass durability? That's absolutely hilarious. Reduce the damage reduction provided by 250 constitution bonus from 80 to 60, which is yikes. That is yikes. Fix a bug that caused the 250 constitution bonus cooldown to trigger on a blocked hit. Fix a bug that prevented players from dodging, canceling out of attacks during an ability's recovery window when the 250 strength bonus was active. So I didn't know if this had to do with strength actually at all, but I have been experiencing the dodge thing where it's just like it's a bug where you you just get slowed and it's really aggravating. So there's a bunch of dodge stuff, war. Structures are now immune to buffs and debuffs, etc., etc. Outpost rush is getting reworked as well. Reduce the power of battle bread is being fixed from 15% to 5%. Reduce the damage reduction on Baroness buff from 25% to 15%, and reduce the damage of the defense commander tents from 5% to 5%, 7.5%, 15% to 3%, 6%, 9%. So it's just huge buff changes that are getting nerfed pretty much. There's a lot of stuff getting nerfed. Notable bug fixes, backstab, and this one was a shock to me that backstab would work even when you're in front of the person. So fix a bug that could cause backstab to trigger when attacking players from the front, which is like what? that was a thing. Holy cow. On block, fix a bug that caused some weapon mastery passives that state they trigger on block to trigger against unblockable attacks. Cooldown timers, fix an issue where various passive and perks cooldown timers were being removed when swapping weapons or unequipping weapons. And then they go into each individual weapon that they are nerfing. You guys can read through this. It's a lot. A lot of nerfs and then a lot of buffs going around. So like some weapons are getting buffed, some weapons are getting nerfed, and it's just retweaking all the way around. And I cannot wait to have this on the main branch so that we get to play around with it. I think one of the biggest updates that I think is going to happen with this major update too is your ability to not lag so much. Like the FPS counter should go up a lot after this update, so I'm looking forward to that. So general AI, new AI enemies, new lost enemies, withered swarmmancer, withered beetle, lost shaman, lost alligator pet, ancient guardian, skeleton mage, corrupted villager updates. The strong corrupted laborer has put down his pickaxe and picked up some weights, now looking larger than ever. Wow. Villagers have had their attack sets reviewed and reworked to better differentiate them. So this is gonna be really, really cool. These guys look really freaking cool. Like, what? That is so creepy. Bug fixes and AI tuning. General, fix the issue where AI could sometimes get pushed to invalid areas, causing them to die. This was prevalent in Great Cleave, where there was just a mob of these mobs that just like will go up on the hill somewhere in a corner and then just die. It was really weird. Fix an issue that caused health potions to generate threat. Fix an issue that caused AI to become unresponsive if a large quantity of players were nearby. That's interesting. Fix an issue that could cause some objects spawned by bosses to not always despawn when intended. Added hit volumes at the feet. Here it is. This is. Oh my god! I can't stress how important this one actually is. This one right here. Added hit volumes at the feet of all brute enemies to ensure attacks from players more consistently register. I cannot begin to tell you how annoying it is, right, to go to Reedwin at the bottom corner and fight the siren, only to find out that there's literally like invisible walls that are around his feet that you just don't do any damage if you're it's very frustrating. So this fix is as small as it sounds, is actually a huge quality of life update that's gonna allow for people to fight brutes and stuff like that with around them. The melees are gonna love this because they're just not gonna have to really worry about where they're hitting. They're gonna only have to worry about the proximity to the person, which is just, so good. Elite fixes, fixing the issue causing slow area dropped by the slimy modifier to fall through multi-floor buildings. Oh yeah, I've noticed that. I've actually noticed that. Fix an issue causing phalanx and slow aura to sometimes attach to an enemy's feet and move erratically. Fix an issue causing slicer to hit a much larger area than intended. Corrupted breaches. Fix an issue where breaches could suddenly disappear mid-fight. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause enemies to not despawn after a breach was completed. Outpost rush. Fix an issue that could cause bears to attack the wrong gate. This one's gonna make people so happy. Invasions. Fix an issue that allowed players to body block the Spriggan Reduce the damage of the invasion Spriggan by 20% across the board. Reduce the damage the invasion Spriggan deals to structures by 50%. So this is going to be great. Ancient Guardian. Ancient Mage. The Ancient Mage is no longer immune to stuns. Great. Reduce the damage of the Ancient Mage's close range blast away spells, etc., etc. Then you have stuff for Angry Earth. Corrupted they touched on. Lost they touched on as well. Wildlife, I'm sorry, so they touched on the boar. Fix an issue that would cause the boar to behave erratically if a player shot a projectile near them. Fix an issue causing the boar to instantly turn rather than smoothly turning while walking. Fix an issue with the hit volumes on large boars so that they can be hit more consistently by attacks. Then they have alligator fixes, elks, etc., 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 cats and wolf. Expeditions, they have changes for Armine that's going through, depths, but the ones I'm caring about are the later dungeons, the ones that have like the biggest problems. So Garden of Genesis, Luvium Moral, fix an issue causing his minions to be level 57 instead of 66. Fix an issue causing Alluvium Dive attack to sometimes deal no damage. So these are all benefits for people going in. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause players to become stuck in Alluvium route. Blighted Greenskeeper, fix an issue preventing a small poison pool from dealing proper damage. This is all positive. Reduce damage of Siren Screams by 15%. So I don't think they're really addressing the problems that people were having in both the Genesis and the Lazarus dungeon, where the main bosses did not have any animations and would one tap you. And it was like a common problem across both of the dungeons. So I'm not seeing or hearing about any of these being fixed. If you guys are currently doing both Lazarus and Genesis, please let me know if this has already been fixed, because I know that this was a problem and it stopped a lot of people in my guild from doing both Genesis and Lazarus. And our guild was literally the first one on Loloi to make it to these to Genesis and Lazarus, and we were doing a lot of we were helping a lot of other people get through it. But I remember my guys come to me and just saying, "Hey, listen, I'm not doing this anymore." Like they were just getting one tapped without any animation, and it was definitely a glitch. So hopefully that's fixed. Let me know down in the comments if that has been fixed or if it hasn't been fixed. I'm actually really curious to know. Lazarus instrumentally, Scylla, fix an issue where Scylla's staff phase would last too long, causing the conduits to become out of sync with her arcane might stack. Chartist, fix a rare issue that allowed Chartist beam to continue after all players were dead. Slightly increase the damage volume size in Chartist armpits for more consistent hits. Fix an issue that prevented Chartist from taking bonus damage from Ancient Bane perk. Fix an issue that prevented the Ice Gauntlets Entomb from being damaged by Chartist laser. Fix an issue that allowed Chartist to be damaged by throwing hatchet from outside of this arena. People are very inventive. I'm just gonna say that. Fix several issues that prevented Chartist and his Lazarus orbs from being damaged by players' ability. Arena bosses, Avarice, fix an issue that allowed Avarice minions to drop loot. Banes, reduce the model size of Banes. Economy, which is really freaking important. Progression and loot. Faction change cooldown is going from 120 to 60, which is going to allow people to jump. Whether people are going to jump off of a dominant faction, I doubt it. I'm still seeing new people join Loloi as we speak, and obviously they look at the map and they go, "Oh, purple, big, strong," and then they go join purple. So I don't know what they're gonna do in order to fix that problem. It's a problem across multiple servers. Some servers, some servers, their entire map is purple or just one color, and there isn't really any incentive for people to go, "Yeah, let me go join a losing faction and lose out on perks." So hopefully that whole situation gets fixed, because right now it's no bueno. Repair kit weight has been reduced from 2.0 to point 0.1, which we felt 2.0 was too heavy and zero point 0.1 is not very heavy at all. It should be easy to keep a few at the ready in your back pocket. Yeah, so like yeah, the repair kit was taking up way too much space or way too much weight. Added item chunks of uh, consecrated iron to the top rank of the faction shop for all factions. Chunks of consecrated iron are used to craft the resilience perk for armor items. Uh, okay. All trading posts have been linked. Both the listing tax and purchase tax will be paid to the territory where the buy or sell order was listed. Items listed in sell orders that expire are returned to the settlement from which they were posted. It is no longer possible to place items on the trading post for 28 days. The maximum is now 14 days. Reduced durability lost from PvP, deaths by 10%. Reduce the quality of honey gained from apiaries by 50%, and the amount of milk from cows by 65%. Housing taxes are now due every 7 days instead of every 5 days. No changes to costs, so players will gain 2 days of housing time without an increase to their taxes. Um, so with the linked trading posts, what I originally thought was that uh, this was gonna be something that was across multiple servers, but that's not the case. So what they're talking about with the trading post being linked is that every town within your server now is linked. So you don't have to be in Windsward in order to do trading and whatnot. Now, this becomes really freaking interesting that you can buy things anywhere you are in the world, because now places like Windsward, places like Brightwood are going to stop getting more attention, and people are going to start moving to the places that they want to move necessarily, where they have to move for farming. Um, and it's going to stop these focal point towns from being like the main trade hubs type of thing, which is going to be glorious. I can't wait for that, to be perfectly honest with you, because there's no way I like spending Azoth or running all the way over to Windsward every time I want to make a purchase of something, or Brightwood. So this is going to be interesting to see how it affects servers as well. Progression, reduced territory standing gains from cooking, as they were a bit more generous when compared to similar efforts put into other craft skills, trade skills. Updated a harpless homestead town project to now require one mission instead of item instead of five. Increased the XP requirement for progressing craft trade skills. Um, Once players unlock a new tier of recipes, iron, steel, the XP requirement to continue progressing by just crafting things at the previous tier will be significantly diminished. However, it should still take the same amount of effort to progress the craft skill if you craft items in the highest tier you are capable of crafting. So this is the change that everyone was dreading. It is now going to require you to use high-end mats in order to get the most XP from crafting. I was trying to get my weaponsmith to 200 before this went into effect, but I wasn't able to. So now I'm gonna have to deal with crafting orichalcum, and I think I'm on star metal right now. Crafting star metal like crazy until I can get to 150, and then crafting orichalcum like crazy, which is gonna burn through a lot of mats that I actually need to make void bent ingots. So those of you that have been holding on to your void bent ingots, potion crafting updates. We felt that some of the higher tier core potions, particularly health potions and mana potions, were a little too difficult to craft. So we updated the recipe to craft these items and introduced a new alchemical component to do so. Uh, alkahist. Alkahist? Crafted by distilling the magical herbs found throughout Arterium, and serves as a reliable and potent base for potions going forward. Interesting. Rare resources and from gathering nodes. Thanks to reports in the forums, we found a probability issue with rare resources from T2, T3, and T4 gathering nodes and resolved it. Thanks to everyone who contributed to making New World better with your reports. The short version is we had a couple of probabilities that were multiplying each other, resulting in a near zero chance of some already rare items dropping. This combined with an issue that can make in next to impossible for an item to drop if your luck values were too high. Not exactly how luck should work. Wow. Which translates into a luck sweet spot that you had to be in to even have a chance, that near zero chance at getting a drop. With this fix, things like Fey Iron, Void Metal, Phase Fiber, and petrified wood would now have an appropriate chance to drop after you reach a certain trade skill level. This chance can be increased by eating the appropriate trade skill. Wait, what? This chance can be increased by eating the appropriate trade skill when gathering. I guess they meant to say trade skill food or whatever. Trade skill foods also enable the possibility for these to drop before you would ordinarily be able to receive them based on your trade skill level alone, albeit at a very rare rate. Fishing. Opening fishing missions now require 3 woodlouse bait instead of 5. Okay. Loot reward. Added several new named items as special drops from named knights found in the world. Knights that are quest targets don't have special drops. Added a new style of weapon that drops from the knight enemy types. Rook's defense tower shield now has a tower shield appearance instead of a kite shield appearance. Thank you so much. So I went and got the Rook shield. It's a 580 legendary questline mission. And like when I got it, I'm like, why is it a little kite shield? This makes no sense. The picture is this huge tower shield that looks freaking amazing. I'm just like, okay, what? I kept playing, but whatever. Added a set of weapons design by participating of the Battle of the New World event. These weapons are tier 5 and capable of being legendary if they roll a gear score of 600. Notable bug fixes. I'm going to run through notable bug fixes because it's super important, and we're probably going to go through the UI social stuff as well, and then that'll be it. Notable bug fixes. Players can no longer create buy orders. Hold on one second. Players can no longer create buy orders for items that cannot exist. Great. Fix an issue that was causing bread and cheese baits from being craftable at kitchens. Players can no longer post sell orders when their storage is full. Fix an issue that was causing boars and alligators to grant more skinning XP than intended. Fix an issue that could cause players to come across bags of discarded items not belonging to them and couldn't be correctly interacted with. That actually happened to me once, and I thought it was one of my bags that I left behind, but it was someone else's. Fix an issue that prevented town project mission items from resetting the mission states when dropped. Fix an issue that was causing quick left mouse button taps when reeling in a fish to cause the reeling to happen automatically, which could make it very difficult to control the line tension. Fix an issue that was causing higher tier common items to drop from certain low level enemies. Fix an issue that was causing small and large star metal orichalcum veins to give the opposite amount of ore when mined. Fix an issue when the syndicate armor piece was causing it to have a much higher gear score, and by extension level requirement than it should. Please note that this fix will affect existing instances of that item. Fix an issue that was causing gold and platinum ingots to require a smelter one tier higher than they should. Fixed an issue that was causing some named craft items to present as legendary but craft as epic. Now they should appropriately present as epic. Fixed an issue that was allowing fire staves to be crafted with unrefined wood. Fixed an or added new craft mods to the game to account for a small number of perks that could roll on items, but were unable to be assigned in crafting. Fixed an issue where some craft mods were dropped in game, but were unable to be traded on the trading post. Similarly, the trading post listed some craft mods that were depreciated and not dropping. These have also been removed as listable on the trading posts. We removed some depreciated and non-functional craft mods from the drop list. If you possess one of these items, it has been changed to a different functional item. Star Metal Arcanist Charm, Star Metal Armor's Charm, Star Metal Chief's Charm, Silver Corrupted Matter, Star Metal Jewelry Crafter's Charm, Orichalcum Traveler's Charm, drop. But you'll know. You'll be able to read through all this. We're not going to go through the whole thing. Fixing an issue that was causing attributes mods to not be usable as an ingredient when crafting repair kits. Fix an issue that caused repair kits to charge a coin fee when used, and fix an issue that caused certain pieces of weaponsmith armors to not drop. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. So with the luck issues and stuff like that that was being addressed, it seems like there's just a lot that we've just been missing in our daily farms, and it's gonna be really cool to see that we're gonna get even more stuff dropping, which is gonna make me happy, very happy, considering that I'm going around doing all types of like gathering and crafting. UI, UX, UI, and social is where we are right now. Streamer mode updates. Players can now individually block company invites, group invites, friend invites, coin transfer, trade requests, duel requests, and chat direct messages. Choosing the full do not disturb will turn off all incoming notifications. Added notifications to the sending player to let them know there's invites or requests are being blocked when sending to a player actively using streamer mode. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if any other content creator has been dealing with this, but like the amount of PMs that are being sent was pretty aggravating. And it would always happen when I was like off stream. It was really aggravating. Anyway, I'm happy that they're giving us the option to do this. Salvage and repair. Added a tooltip on damage gear indicator explaining how to repair. Added a damage gear indicator to the inventory screen when a player has damaged gear. Added a tutorial pop-up to better explain repair parts. Highlight all, repair all, and repair buttons to make them clear. Yeah, because that for a while I didn't even know that I had a repair all button until someone pointed it out that it was in my inventory. Notable bugs. We now prevent players from locking in player-to-player trades that would result in inventory overflow. Players near the coin cap are prevented from doing trades that would cause one player to exceed the cap and therefore lose coin. Added a quest icon and highlight animations to crafting items that are required for questing. Fixed a bug that caused titles to be reset after each game update. Added proper icons to a number of items that were missing. Icons in the trading post. Leaving a group during war caused you to leave the war without warning. Players can no longer leave groups during war, but they can leave the war after confirming they want to do so. Fix a bug where sometimes a tier of crafting and refining stations shown on the map fly out were wrong, which is great. That was one of the biggest contentions from people. Added a confirmation prompt when attempting to take all from the storage shed to avoid annoying accidental misclicks. Oh my god. The amount of time that I was like trashing items in my inventory while I was in my inventory, like in my my housing inventory, and then like it just brings it brings everything over to your freaking store, like it your personal storage, and it's ridiculous. Every single time that has happened, I had to like go through and like tediously pull out all the armor that I wasn't carrying around with me, and figure out where my luck sets were, etc., and what weapons and stuff that I needed to take with me. It was just aggravating. I'm happy that that's a thing. We now show an icon to members of your own faction when they are flagged. This should help players determine if they have nearby reinforcements or sufficient numbers for a PvP engagement. That's really important too, because there's no way of telling if your same faction was there to help you or if they weren't flagged up at all. Up and coming war and invasion tooltips on the map will now remain closed and not reappear when you open the map if you've closed the notification until the next war or invasion. If foreign language strings are missing, it will no longer show debug strings. It will show the English text instead of for better context. And then update. Our team includes these additional fixes in the Into the Void update. Fixed an issue where chests in Lazarus Instrumental and Garden of Genesis were not properly contributing to the high watermark system. Thank you. Fix issues preventing gear score 600 Arcana weapons from being crafted. T5 weapon smithing pants now drop from the named enemy entropy, which enables players to complete their full set of weapon smithing apparel. Thank you. Increased coin gain from expedition bosses starting in Starstone by 25% and ramping up to endgame expedition bosses, granting an additional 100%. A lot of these changes that were listed here today in this massive info dump that was done is all things that I feel like will help the longevity of this game. Like I said, a lot of people have taken a hiatus from this game because of all the glitches, the issues, the downtime, the trading issues, and overall performance issues. And I feel like this is one of those major patches that people should definitely look at, skim through, see if there's things in here that annoyed you before that are being addressed, and come back. This should be one of those comeback moments where, you know, people will come back, check out the update, see if the game is where it's at for them, where it's not annoying. Like I said before, and I mean, like, I've spoken to a lot of people that have left. I understand 100% why people are not playing the game right now and why they're kind of like waiting. Some people are just like, I'm off, I'm gonna go play something else, I don't think I'm gonna come back. Some people are like, I'm waiting, I'm just gonna wait until the game gets a little bit better and then I'm gonna head back. This update that's going to be releasing today, I believe it's today, later on today, is definitely something that it's big enough for me to say, yeah, come back and check out the game. Even though I'm a tank and I run sword board, I'm definitely going to be trying out the Void Gauntlet. It just seems really interesting to me. Even though I'm not probably going to go down the tree of healing, because I'm not really... I do like support sometimes, but I'm probably going to do the close range combat one, which is going to be pretty interesting to play around with. But yeah, I'm super excited for the update. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're still playing New World. How do you feel about New World? What server are you on? I'm on the Loloy server. My name's Mod Monkey, obviously on the Loloy server. Come say hi if you know who I am. And let me know how you feel about the game overall. Are you going to stick with it? I'm pretty much sticking with it until the curtains are closed. If, like, I don't think that'll ever happen. But I'm not going anywhere. This is like my I keep telling everyone this is my 7-year game, right? Previously, ArcAge was 7 years on and off. And this one seems to be like my next major main dig for the foreseeable future. So let me know what you guys think about the game. Let me know if you're playing the game, etc., etc. And yeah, I guess we'll see what happens when the update finally drops. Thank you guys again for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video. If you're new here, make sure to hit that follow button or subscribe button and hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, depending how you feel today. and I will see you guys in the next video. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be back making YouTube videos again. Like I'm feeling 100%. Love you guys. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one. Deuces.